Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to do John Cusack's top 10 best movies. Cusack is an underrated actor. I enjoy a lot of his films, and this is probably the hardest top 10 I've ever done. Before we start, I gotta mention a few films that aren't on the list. First off, The Grifters. Although it's one of his better known films, and Cusack himself said it's his best film he's ever done, I'm not a fan of this film, and I think the best film he's ever been a part of is Stand By Me. But I can't consider it for the top 10 because his role is too small. Still, it's worth a mention, though. And lastly, I want to mention 3 newer films that I thought were pretty good. Those films are Grand Piano, The Raven, and The Bagman. All 3 films are solid hidden gems. Now time for the list. Sit back, relax, let the show begin. Number 10 is Grosse Point Blank. Released in 1997 and directed by George Armitage. When this film came out, I was 11 years old, and I was thrown off by the title. Grosse Point Blank. What a strange title. So I waited until I was in my late teens to finally watch it. It's awesome. I wish I would have watched it when I was younger so it would have more nostalgia for me. But still, it's a blast. John Cusack plays a hitman who screws up during one of his jobs. He has to make up for it by taking out someone else in his hometown. Also, his 10-year high school reunion is happening at the same time. This film is so funny. I love the cast. Dan Aykroyd plays a hitman too. His encounters with Cusack are hilarious. Minnie Driver and Joan Cusack are excellent as well. There was another film that came out in 2008 called War, Inc. It's sort of an unofficial sequel to Grosse Point Blank, with John Cusack playing a hitman and Dan Aykroyd and Joan Cusack co-starring. Number 9 is Hot Tub Time Machine. Released in 2010 and directed by Steve Pink, and also produced by John Cusack. I love this film. It's so much fun. The cast is awesome. Rob Corddry and Craig Robinson will have you laughing out loud. Chevy Chase and Crispin Glover are great in their small appearances. And John Cusack is amazing. You wouldn't expect him to be in a film like this, but it just goes to show that he could play any role and make it work to perfection. I love the 80s vibes. They do a great job making it feel like that point in time. They made a sequel in 2015. John Cusack wasn't in it, but he did film a cameo that ended up getting deleted, which is strange. But regardless, the first film is a very fun laugh-out comedy. Number 8 is Bullets Over Broadway. Released in 1994 and directed by Woody Allen, this film is so much fun. It wasn't a huge box office success, but it won many awards. It's got a great cast led by John Cusack. In the film, Cusack is trying to get a play together. He hires a bunch of actors that are filled with drama. It's such a great film with fantastic performances all around. And I love the 1920s vibes. Cusack also played in Woody Allen's film Shadows and Fog, released in 1991. I really enjoy that one too. Woody Allen's dialogue is always entertaining. Number 7 is Say Anything. Released in 1989 and directed by Cameron Crowe. This may be Cusack's most iconic film, but he really didn't want to be in it at first. Throughout the 80s, Cusack starred in many similar films like The Sure Thing, Better Off Dead, One Crazy Summer, and Hot Pursuit. All fun films, but Say Anything was the one that really worked. Writer-director Cameron Crowe was able to convince Cusack to do the film, and the rest is history. It's a great film. The cast is perfect, led by Mr. Cusack. It also has a great 80s soundtrack. John Mahoney co-stars. He's always great. He's best known from Frasier. Cusack would later lend his voice for an episode of Frasier. Fun little fact. Say Anything is awesome. Number 6 is 1408. Released in 2007 and directed by Mikael Hafstrom and based off a Stephen King book. 1408 is excellent. It was a surprise hit, making over $130 million at the box office. John Cusack is a one-man show, for the most part. There's a fun little encounter between Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson before he enters room 1408. But after that, it's pretty much all Cusack carrying the film. And that's what makes it so great, is his performance. Pretty much gives you every range of emotion throughout the 2-hour film. And he's flawless. I really enjoy this film. The hotel setting is excellent. There's multiple endings, so you can have fun rewatching it with a different outcome. Number 5 is High Fidelity. Released in 2000 and directed by Stephen Frears, who also directed The Grifters. Cusack also co-wrote High Fidelity. This is such a fun little film. The best thing about the film is its setting, taking place in Cusack's hometown of Chicago. The vintage record store that Cusack owns in the film is amazing. I grew up in video stores and record shops, and now in a world of only digital media, it's a nice reminder of how things once were. The cast is fun and believable. Jack Black and Tim Robbins are fantastic in their roles. Cusack and Robbins also starred in a film called Tapeheads together. I also love the soundtrack, lots of great tunes to go along with an excellent film. Number 4 is 8 Men Out. Released in 1988 and directed by John Sayles, 8 Men Out is an excellent depiction of the 1919 Chicago White Sox being paid off to throw the World Series to the Cincinnati Reds. We find out that the owner of the White Sox is very cheap and is unwilling to pay the guys more despite their enormous popularity. So the players take the bribe, and the rest is history. Literally. What a fantastic cast all around. I love the look of the film. They captured the year 1919 very nicely. It didn't do well at the box office, but it's a great film that should be more appreciated. Number 3 is Identity. Released in 2003 and directed by James Mangold, this is such a great film. I saw it in theaters and it was a blast. I love the isolated motel setting, the heavy downpour, and I love films that are shot entirely at night. Creates a great tone for the film and a fantastic atmosphere. Along with an amazing cast led by two of my favorites in Cusack and Ray Liotta. And even though it's amazing on the first watch because it's a whodunit kind of film, it doesn't get boring if you watch it multiple times. It's such a fun movie. It was a perfect role for Cusack to play. Number 2 is Con Air. Released in 1997 and directed by Simon West. Break out the fine china, chill the lemonade, tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. This boy's coming home to his ladies. Coming home forever. Con Air is a blast. Such a fun 90s action flick. The story's over the top, but who cares? The cast is amazing. So many great actors led by Cage, Cusack, and Malkovich. This was a great choice for Cusack. Con Air was a monster hit at the box office. I love Cusack's commentary while the convicts are boarding the plane. It's gold. Con Air never gets old. Number 1 is Being John Malkovich. Released in 1999 and directed by Spike Jonze. The people that love this movie will understand why it's number 1. It's one of the most bizarre, unique, dark comedies I've ever seen. It's so off the wall, it's ridiculously amazing. Let me give you the rundown. Cusack gets a new job on the 7th floor. So everyone is crouched over, okay? Cusack finds a hidden door behind a filing cabinet, which is a portal to John Malkovich, where you occupy his mind for about 15 minutes at a time. Once the time is up, you're shot out on the side of the New Jersey Turnpike. I mean, where do you come up with this stuff? It's gold, boy. It's so much fun. And when John Malkovich himself tries the portal, oh my goodness. Malkovich. I love it. Anyways, guys, that's the list. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.